good? What's good? What's good? Good morning. Uh, excuse me. And I got me a cold one this morning too. Cold one. Right. Do what you do. You come as you are. Gotta get your smoke. Get your smoke. Gotta get your drink. Go on and get your drink. Let's see. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of surges. A nice bit of nice, healthy surges with energy and stuff. And I like the way I've kind of been flowing these past few days with just giving you what I'm getting raw, and then relating it to what I already know. Because a lot of this stuff, like I said in one or two videos back, like I said, mine will kind of connect my videos. You gotta do your best to try to remember what you forgot you figured out. Like I said, that was years ago. That was channel or something, or just something that just came to me when me and my baby moms and the doula of our first child and her husband, we're going walking and hiking and stuff like that, and that shit just came to me. Let's see. Yeah, so as it comes in, I'm going to, like I said, I'm just jotting stuff down. I carry a few notepads with me. I haven't gotten a hold of my recorder yet. Yeah, so where do we start? Where are we gonna start? I might change this title. Probably not. You'll see what But I guess this one is the stronger / stranger I become, the more / more I see. It's like a double meaning and shit like that. Y'all see it. But I just see more of the more in myself. I see it and I feel it. The stronger, and then the stranger, same thing. But then it's the more I actually see, like see within just when I say spaces, and you hear what I say, about the internet and certain zones of how I put it. And like I said, I did marketing with music for a while because I said I was indie. I was never in the. I never was trying to get signed. I was never trying to get signed. But I knew how to push certain music, and I'm not even gonna speak as a certain person's name to even. I don't even want that to bubble up on the whole censorship stuff that's going on and whatever like that. But a real dude that was involved in a lot of fuckery. Dealing with the industry, and I had gotten his scent, or he got a hold of my scent back when I was. This is the first time when I started dropping music, and this was just straight on my Instagram and stuff like that. And what you got to know about some of these people, executives and stuff like that, like these people is normal people. People have a lot of money, but when fads come around, or things like the internet and social media and this and that, a lot of people have personal pages. So there honestly is a lot of, like, some of these executives or this and that, they run a certain page, and yeah, it's bunking and it's booming, but then they actually have a personal page where that's where some of their close ones and family members follow them. And you can tell because when you see it, it's just like it's not really a lot like that. And I wouldn't say that portraying to me. I'm saying with this guy that fuck around and caught my scent back in the day. He was the real deal. It wasn't a extra dot or extra slash or none of that extra shit. And I didn't even know who he was at first when he started liking my stuff, but it was because how I was marketing it around and how I was placing it when it came to the internet. Then I had to do my research on him. I said, "Is this?" Then it was like a Jaguar Wright story, like the same thing she like the Jaguar Wright is doing right now to the whole industry and shit like that. It's some of these people that you've heard about. You've heard instances of when some of this stuff was going on, but it didn't pertain to you. Like you might not, like I say, you're not in the music industry, so you hear it and it's just information and stuff, but you wouldn't really care to hear it. But a lot of that stuff you've heard before. Um. So yeah, let me go. Where am I at? Over here. Yeah. So yeah, with certain placements and certain things, I know how to get stuff around. That's what I say. That's for one. Like I say. Um. And like I said, since this is still me in the beginning, getting used to where I'm the space I'm sitting and teaching in, and I see what's going on here, I might as well make the point. I said it before about 2 videos back. I know I did. That if what I'm dealing with or what I'm teaching has a certain description by me, which I'll always let you know how I'm giving it to you or certain things and how I have an understanding of it. But have you ever heard of subjective and objective? Certain things are called what they're called. We've all agreed to call them certain things. And I would love to go in there and connect that to chaos and how we even decided to all agree on certain stuff. Why do we call certain things? Why do we call it a cup? Why do we call this shit a pencil? Why do we call this stuff that? That's very interesting. Just pause the video, write that down. This is the collective. Write that shit down. So yeah, where was that with that? Yeah, get out the way, like, or deal with it, because when I'm talking about the all and what I'm talking about the all in the reference or the context that I'm putting it in, everything that I choose to tag or position in a certain place, it aligns with what I'm talking about. And it might seem like a little weird or this and that, but that's a whole testament to even my energy. When you're pulling it in certain things, that's why I say the ones who are being genuine and have real got the cord, like got the connection. It's revealing stuff to them too. I know it is because it's coming from the unknown. But their grain, that's a whole part of your grain, and when you trust this and you step out, that's the next aspect of the mystery. The all will fuck with you. The all, God or it, whatever you want to call it, it'll mess with you. It knows it's not gonna send you nothing dark, send you into a nothing this and there. And that's why you're saying when you hear me when I say thank you for continuing, not asking, I'm saying thank you for continuing first. And then I asked, can you do me some more? And then I already know he's gonna do me some more. So then I thank you in advance. But when it's getting to protecting one on all dimensions, or within, below, above dimensions, all dimensions known and unknown, the protection, that's the key. That's how you protect yourself from the dark shit in the unknown places. But then you can pull from the creative stuff that was just unknown to you consciously. This is what I'm. This you. I know you're getting to see now. Like I said, shout out again for the one who put me on. to I've done something that done got healed in me. If that was you, thank you. If you thank you for the thank you for letting me know. And thank all the other readers who are putting niggas on game, because that's the whole, that's where when I say in other videos that I have not dropped yet, or one or two of them might be up there somewhere if you know where to look. When you're in this type of space of when you're sharing this type of information and it's not being shared in a certain way, of people sit down and we're gonna dig in, so this shit can get some understanding out there. You need to know what's coming down the pipeline. And then for ones that say, you know, yeah, I'm gonna keep on sharing and I'm gonna keep on sharing. So when my face pops up, my face is gonna pop up in front of the collective, in front of the family, in front of the ones that don't like, the friends and all of that stuff or whatever. So that's confirmation or whatever. When this is happening and somebody sees it, if it's a false friend or something like that that's got disgruntled energy, that's how that shit disperses and stuff like that. So you're gonna see it. You're gonna feel that shit coming through those channels. And thank you for let me like the moon is fucking with a nigga, like, yo, like, y'all niggas ain't get off, y'all ain't stop fucking with this nigga yet. And y'all the ones who know that what I'm talking about, know what I'm speaking of. Like, this is beyond the internet. Like I say, when you have work to do and you're following your purpose, I would tell a lot of motherfuckers, if you know you, especially when you find your purpose, but when you're looking for your purpose, I tell any motherfucker, go see a reader or tap into that type of energy. Tap in. I'll tell anybody that, because like I read in the last book, I think it was this one. I think it was this one. I think it was that one. Not only connected to with the cards and stuff like that, but then it was one of these that I read, the last one. But it's seers and stuff is a big part of it because you're channeling. So now think about it when you break it down, knick knack. Okay, you got groups, you got followers. Okay, the collective, certain people catch channels that are messing with that. But that tool that you're using, that tool of channeling, that's why it's so valuable to the powers TB. That's in hold on, so hold up, so dang, if you knew you were Moors and you knew the land that you were on was under colonialization, and you knew all of this, and it started to be, hold on a second. Oh, what can truly be channeled to really who really knows or has the power to really know? And y'all know it deep down in your guts. That's why you're prosperous. It is just like I say, in the wood. Looking now, these movies make sense. The fairies and all this shit. Y'all have nothing to worry. Fuck it, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Let me check my battery real quick. Yeah, I got juice. Like I say, I can, revert back to that with just the stuff that I've tagged, where I place it. That's gonna relate to what I'm talking about, and if that's a lot, or if it's all of them, eventually becoming all of the spiritual one, doesn't it kind of align? It aligns weird. It's weird to fucking me too. It's weird to me too, but it's all of the stuff that I've learned through the years, not only with what I'm sharing, but then how I'm moving around with certain things on the internet. I'm not new to the internet. Like, a lot of people don't. When they say they give the internet a break, some people are always, you'll watch whatever, because the phone thing is like inevitable now. So like with jobs and stuff, some people, I've met old schoolers that try so hard not to have a phone, but you have to have a phone. Some of this shit, you gotta type in your time for your pay cards and all of this shit. Like, some of this shit, like, that, like, the world is changed like that. A a lot of this stuff is paperless for a reason. Really, when we get to that on one of these things, I'll tell you really why they took it paperless. So and I'm not going for fame and stuff. I remember my brother used to ask me after I ran a touchdown or some shit. He said, "Why you never celebrating shit like that?" And they used to be like, "Yo, for me, like I said, I didn't really never hear the crowd shouting and shit like that. I knew they were shouting and shit like that, but I didn't really hear it. Like I said, it was very biker boyish to me, like to describe. But then I was never really that way. The most I got, and that was like my last year in high school, was like when I get to the end zone, like just not even just because that last year in high school I was dealing with I jacked up my knee a little bit. Didn't end out, but it wasn't an injury that you catch like in the middle of a season or somewhere in it. And so, like I said, and that was my last year there, and it just never really, like I said, after that and all of that, like I say, just my lifestyle, cigarettes and all that. I had no idea what was gonna happen to my body, like as it starts to age, like where it's at now. Like I said, you trying to get ligaments and stuff to heal and stuff like that. When you're young, you got to, yeah, you're smoking cigarettes and you're smoking this and that, but it's still, your body is still somewhat new at 16 and even 18. You don't have a lot of, if you're 18 looking at this right now, or even 21, your palms don't feel like my palms. The back of my feet are a lot more rougher because my body has been here in this oxygen or whatever, has been out here longer, and all the ones who can relate to what I'm saying can relate to what I'm saying. That's why I say I make that point. Um, I used to, like I say, the touchdown, the work has been done. The touchdown was ran already. Like I need the defense to hold it down. Like I'm hyped for the week to the next. You know what I'm saying? To the next step. Like that's what I say. People be more worried. Like I say, not worried about nothing, but I'm trying to teach I want to be at peace. I want to be at peace and live a long life. But I know what comes with this when you're speaking it like this, and then this aspect. It may sound new to some, but some out here may know what I'm talking about, but it's a lot of people know of the information that I'm talking about, and probably some, when they hear it put the way I'm putting it, because they're initiated into the just natural realm of that information, it won't be that hard for them to start to grab it, because niggas know of what transmutation is, but everybody's always talking about it in that just the aspect of when one transforms or when something's transmutated through alchemy. So when you get it, that's why I say when you start to connect these things with commanding and rituals and stuff, like I said, I had some crazy clarity. Like I'm gonna get down on that crazy clarity I told y'all about in this last video. I didn't go specific on it because I gotta touch base on that, because I believe that's one of the keys as well. And it makes sense because it's resonating off of what frequency that I'm in right now. So I'm gonna catch a lot of different ahas and expansions off of the concept of pure transmutation when it comes to you're transmuting something into the uplifting of humanity. Because that's when the all is like, hold on, what the fuck? Who's doing this? Like, who's. Because when it's in this commanding state and when I'm messing with it, it gets repetitiously spoken. It gets repetitiously spoken. And so now that is starting to, same thing as 369. It's starting to, hold on a second. It's toning in. It's honing in. And like I said before, you just need to be asking for the all. The all. You got to drop the fear. The God and all that knows where your grain is, but honestly, when you start getting to that all stuff, without the known and unknown, it might be rocky for some, just because of your little bit of fear in it. But like I said, I broke through with certain things of this. Just like, hold on, how? where dang, I just wanted that to be just, when I caught it, it was just like, okay. And then you hear certain dynamics of known and unknown. That's Bobby, when Bobby used to do libations. And just, yo, to every damn near deed he could think of. Then he started calling out your parents and shit like that. But that was just for Ashes, how we would start it. And so when that part, then I get to, okay, the highest self of the all, when it comes to thanking, that goes into an aspect of when people say stop asking, start talking as if it's already been done. That's where you get the thank you for continuing. Thank you for continuing. You see how these different dynamics, and then when it goes to, okay, known and unknown, when he's at the end, when he says thank you to the gods, all gods known and unknown. So then when I say thank you for the protection, guidance, and blessings on all dimensions or planes of existence, known and unknown. This is a building. You build off the work of the ones around you that came before you. You can add something to it, or when you take it and then you can turn it into your own and build on it. That's what I'm explaining to you. That example of that is, that's not a copy. That's a pure build. That's a pure build. And the all knows that. And the ones that came before us, like any ones that's tapping into this, knows that. And even this breakdown of that, it can be understood if it wants to be understood. It can be. But yeah, the more I see though, outside of the more that I see that I'm truly becoming, that I've always been, but adding on to and building to what's true, and with power, and equally shining light on what is not, but both of those have now combined, and one helps the other out. I don't have to just spaz and oh, blah blah blah, what's not true. Something starts to speak for itself. Yeah, but I see a lot of people, well, not a lot, no, well, a lot still is some, because the more and more it's the zone. It's not this at this point. It's not even hashtags, because some people shit is juiced up. They shit is juiced already, in a way of, I guess they've been in that space for a minute. So I don't even see certain how. I'm like, how is this person's falling across my shit? But it's cool. Like, it's cool. I don't know who the people are or whatever, but it seems like it could be a good reading. I have my go-tos. The ones I go to. And so, yeah, but when I start to see certain stuff, and then, like I say, and add from everything that I've said before this in this same video, to kind of add to what I'm saying here about when I make this point about fame and popularity. And look at that pinnacle while I'm saying this. Fame and popularity. Some of you, that's what you're about. Honestly. Deep down. And some of you, out of that some are ugly with it and don't know it. And then some are just being extra nice and passive, and think that they feel they have a little bit of a rainbowish. Rainbow is in like a snowflake, like kind of perfect, like you don't have to shower, or you don't have to hollow stick yourself. And so, and that's why I say, with my message that I'm given with permission from the all, it's gonna ruffle some feathers of people that are even magical. Of people that are magical. I'm telling you, because it's this type of what I'm speaking on, to grasp an understanding of what I'm talking about. Not only can, like, it's spiritually one of the many answers, but it's also, like I said, I know my heart, and now I truly see truly see. I'm beginning to see much, much more, but now I truly see. And you sometimes you see some stuff that you don't want to see, but some people may get that misconstrued. It's not. It's different types of truth. Sometimes it's what you're looking at within this dark mirror, and what I see. And some people don't know that. You think that I can't see it. You think that I don't know how to channel. You're using your channeling for what you're using it for. I channel different stuff. And we haven't even gotten into that book yet on like pure like really tell you what channeling is. Like channeling is. That's why I say I know the real ones. And I know the ones who was raised and trained right and that already have it already, that's just waiting to get to the next level. Like I say, I have a man do I fucking and I ain't even checked my store to see if that, I wouldn't think a motherfucker would take that or whatever, but nah, the big ones, the big amethyst. You know, the fucking, I can't remember what it's called or whatever like that, but the chunk, it's just a big chunk, a whole empty, like you can scry into that shit. Like I can't remember what they call it, like, but yeah, and I told you on the last one, I got gargoyles and certain shit and whatever like that, like certain things, and whatever you're doing, there's a lot of stuff that you can be putting up around you that can empower that. And then when it knows that you know a little bit about what you're dealing with and how you merge it with certain things, oh man, your shit is super boosted. And so, but at the same time, whatever we all choose to do, we still all must transition. Which leads me into where that was a point I'm glad I would get to there. But yeah, just to close off on the fame thing, but then what we're telling you about transitioning. Yeah, it's just like I see it so much, and then I'm getting a little bit of it projected, like, oh, don't do that's a lot and too much. And I see my things connect, and what I'm trying to tell you is that I'm not. My thing, I'll have to fight to stay when it really, if it's if the followers come and all of that eventually, if they come naturally like that or whatever, like. Because that's what it's like. I told my brother that the touchdown has been ran. Once the work has been done, the work has been done. Some people is trying to live. I don't, like I said, I want to get my grades a different way, which leads into the same thing where we're transitioning. When I was working doubles, sometimes I get into it with people that are older and stuff like that. Because after the first week or so working doubles, as long as you're realizing that, okay, you're already stacking extra, you just gotta eat right. You gotta eat so you have the energy. Once you're eating right, you won't even eat as much as you think you need to, but your body is burning so much off that it's like it really becomes like water. Like sleep and all of that, it's just like you don't really want to sleep, and then it depends on your reasons for it. But I used to get into it with them sometimes, and I just kept it basic. Like for some of them, I'm like, bro, like if you're gonna build and help me and say, man, to keep going and shit like that, I'm cool with that. But don't try to indirectly or sarcastically or rude tell me to like stand down, because it makes me like, it made me say to like them, like, and some of us really like started to really like get there. Like I had to, not on no fighting, but I had to, you see how I get in the car or whatever. It was really, I had to give niggas straightening, like, and I come with it in a way of like, what I'm saying it at a tone, but what I'm telling you is not fight team type of shit. It's like, oh, you want to play and go back and forth and this and that, and that's what say. But when we go there, you know what I'm saying? It would be like you just mad. Like, bro, don't hate on me, because, bro, I'm in my early 30s and I'm choosing to go hard to earn my grades. And what I feel is to go hard, and what everybody wants to say, people always ungrateful, people that came for it. Nah, I'm one of them niggas that's gonna go hard. That's gonna go hard and he's gonna work. And then when I get to my reasons, most people got, like I said, I have a job to do now. And then maybe even that goes back to old days, not of how it happens and stuff like that, but I made my children. I hope I make some more, but I made my children. I made my children, and they're being fed. They're being fed. They're being nurtured, and like I said, when me and my baby mamas figure out our communication, we will figure out our types of communication. But until, like I said, when it comes to my kids, I want them to see a different time because adults raise the babies. So zones and stuff that this goes into certain things and whatever, same thing as us. I want you to teach your small piece of the collective that is fucking with you. Slowly, one day at a time for every reading, just hint to them, suggest to them that they, let them start letting them know that they do have powers, gifts, that they are the same as you. You've just chosen to do with what power that you have knowledge of, that you are, you're doing this. And like I said, go back to where I can end that off with my children. Most people can see their kids. Technically I can, but with my baby moms, it's weird type of, it's other stuff that's going on, and as to where, can I really, yeah, like, yeah, so I know I can, but certain things with waves that'll be made because of certain things that are not being, you've ever heard of a person, I didn't say that, or I didn't do that. Hold up. Well, you told this person to do that. They wouldn't have done that if you didn't say that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Some people really have that gift of gab. Some people really can do that. Like, disconnect or associate themselves with the reason that a certain thing is happening. Like, hold on, I didn't say that, because they don't want to be, no, don't put that judgment on me. But it's like, hold on a second. You didn't touch physically with but you told them, yo, can you do that for me real quick, and click and do that or whatever. So yeah, and then with the multiple misdirections, and hold up, I just asked you clearly, and then now I'm coming to you about, like, hey, this might be a serious thing, like, I'm like I need to get to certain, like, come on now. But then, all right, no, I didn't really say that or whatever like that. Okay, so that was a lie. So certain things, like I said, it's reasons, the spirit and stuff is like that. The more I be myself and just reality, it's not only gonna protect me and bring me messages through channelers that I tap into, but it's also, it knows the truth. It knows the truth. It knows the truth about a lot, and any other degrees of angles that I could go. I don't want the fame. If ones can even catch that, I don't want that. And this and that, I don't know. Now, who I can speak of who wants that? These things start to make more and more sense. Like I said, and I used to say, like I said, tell people at the job, I don't get to, like, well, I go hard, like, because eventually I know I'm going to be reunited with my kids. You know what I'm saying? And once I got a bag for them, I got a nice little bag for them. That's why I used to do doubles and stuff like that. And at this point, it's more just being realistic on where the world, let's help the world change. That's what I'm on. Help the world that my kids are in to change. And then all of that, we all will handle all of that stuff. All will handle that stuff. But like I say, I'm not over here working with karmic. I'm not over here working with karmic stuff. So that's why I say. And I know how some of that stuff goes. So that's why I say, when I'm over here fucking with the collective, not only teaching in this space, because I don't preach. So when I'm teaching, but then also understand what's going on. So if people are catching this or catching that, like people like to know what's coming down the pipeline, but then at the same time, things really start to really start to make sense. They really start to make sense. Yeah, but no, it just might seem kind of strange how some things are like, hold on, is he really doing that? Does he know what he's doing? And it's like, yeah, that's why you put yours under a certain zone, because that zone is portraying to what you're talking about. It lines up. It has to line up. That's why it's not me trying just to make it line up. It's lining up because it's so many ways that I've been trained. Not only trained, but then when I took that step out there for music and stuff like that on a true indie type of thing, I learned it. But this is back when, man, certain stuff you can't even market a certain way on social media right now, because it used to be effective and certain stuff riversided, and bro, this is not because everybody's has the social media right now, bro. I remember back in the day. I remember when I was like, what, 21, and I started becoming lactose. All of a sudden, I didn't know where the fuck the shit was coming from, because I was a cereal motherfucker growing up. And it started getting to where I would get nauseous, like I'm about to puke when I would drink milk. And I would be in the bathroom, and I'd be one of them people that it took me like maybe 5 6 minutes to do number two, but I might be in there for 15 minutes just squatting, just on the phone or whatever. And that was when Instagram was kind of fresh, but emojis was fresh. And then my mom's or my Duke's, it's technically my auntie mom. My auntie mom, like I said, my real mom's died. This is her sister, and so I call her my auntie mom. And her and my aunt, they saved my life for real, for real. The motherfuckers saved my life. I believe it's some other shit. It's just a little bit of shit going on, but like I say, when you start giving people compassion and stuff like that, I'm not sure what certain things was done in certain stuff, but my spirit just tells me those are they they do their best with certain shit, but they're still human. And yeah, she used to think I was on dope, like real dope, like real stuff. She used to think that at one time, and then all to come out years later to where all these motherfuckers can't stay out their phones. Where they at on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. That's why I say that shit to be funny like that. But yeah, man. With some of the fame stuff, and I would say this for some, but like I say, some, not all, and for real, real. When I'm saying some, you might want to look at yourself for that. Some of the ones that got a little bit of pepper on them, and some that think that it's a little bit, who just have a little bit of misunderstanding about of a polarity of a place, and that you're only seeing the trees and the colors and stuff like that, and I can see the, okay, this and that, that's just an energy thing, but I can hear a little bit, I can hear. So yeah, that's where I, like I said, some of the inner work, this has got to go, that connects back to the last video. You got to go deep. And the reason, and let me say that, that's the reason like I said, I tried to do a prosperity ritual one time when I was going through that. But it even did. It was prosperity of knowledge, not even money, because I was still working on I am, the affirmations. What I learned is that everybody can't, and I've heard that partially in their way of saying it from Panic and specifically Panic, because he was building off of Bobby's work. You know, like rap. Everybody wants to rap. Everybody wants to rap. This and all of that. And it's like, people don't get the world has to keep spinning. Not spinning like that in a way, but like society, bro. I don't want niggas to stop building roads to try to be fucking rappers. Now do you start to see like why no you like all women you get your feet done and all of this stuff. Do you want motherfuckers to really stop doing like people that have really do that like really know how to do that stop it to go try to be a model because that's a fad that's in a fad or a psych op. The fact that when it grabs so many people, like I said, if you see in the other video, there's people looking and studying this. That's we've been turned into a case study. Really, really. So when this shit is about the blacksmith's supposed to know about consciousness if he's a conscious. Not everyone is supposed to be conscious and in the knowing, but for all the ones that are, that's gonna encompass many people will be conscious as you see amongst yourselves now. Some people try to hide it and flex with it, but you know what I'm saying? It's not about you even have to share what you did before you became conscious. Some people are acting like they're not still doing certain things now that they're conscious. And like I said, forgive me please because nothing short to me of this type of truth that I'm speaking it should align. This type of thing should be spoken along with some of when I get technical and start reading in the angle that we're coming from when we're talking about the all. This is the all. So yeah, like I said, all of this stuff. I remember when I used to be at a job. It was an older job, and I remember this. I can't remember her name, but she was a pretty hard worker and stuff like that. Um, I was doing forklift at the time. I can't remember what she did over there. She had like a nice little easy job, but motherfucker used to scoot around like motherfucker. She used to have that, like downtime around this motherfucker, come around fucking with people, shit like that. She get her shit done, and then she used to say like, remember when her babies were having like dreams of like the end of the world and certain shit like that, like and all of this, and to connect that to say now it's like people's faith. They took people's faith away. They took people's faith away. That's why I say Taj says it. It's time for niggas that really think talking that God shit. You believe in that shit. Now it's time to like. It's not just so much what you do. It's like, is your faith? Do you really have faith of a mustard seed? How many congregations and churches is taking a sick kid, just trying it? But if you knew the science of what's going on that Sunday in that sacred place, you could take your shoes off. All y'all, hundreds per unit per. Go in the grass with the kid. The fucking the leading scribe, your pastor is supposed to have the petition. He's supposed to have the petition of power. He's supposed to have been crafted it. If we want to keep still like you feed them and all of that to that level outside of going to the part of where that money really goes. You know what I'm saying? With that being a non-profit organization that it is, he's already getting paid. But when we want to keep it fair, just in what we've been fed, okay, what feels right if this guy is and you feed them and shit like that. Yo, take the wires and the congregations taking kids out to into the grass in the sunlight on a Sunday and really getting down. Whichever one of them gospel songs that the lyrics is pure, just where the lyrics is just heal, 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 heal. Yeah, dude, organs, all of that need to be playing, falling in sync. And like I said, it's a where's your faith at now? The faith in what the all has put you here to do, and what you can tap into do. That's what that is. Excuse me. So how much time I got here? So like, I got some minutes. I got some time. Um, yeah. I said that. I said that. Um, yeah. Complementary versus opposites type of mindset. It must be dealt with and expanded upon because that's one of the things when polarity, gender, all of these things, complementary versus opposite type of mindset. So when you're saying opposite, you're naturally showing that's a dualistic type thinking. Everything is duality, but a monad, a centered type of thinking is a different game because of what's true and what's the facts that the center holds. The true aspect, the androgynous, the divine union. Hence, divine feminine, divine masculine. Trickle down, we call it man and woman, but the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Divine holds a sacred, good connotation. That's more of a, it should already, that's why I say it's just some little imbalanced energy that can be observed and felt, so it just needs a little bit of straightening. Complementary type of mindset is divine union, divine feminine, divine masculine type of descriptions, or the way it's iterated, if that's the right word, I believe. When you're talking it in the other way, man, woman, see how more opposite that sounds? It doesn't really sound complementary, like these are complementing each other, although it is. Black and white complement each other. They do. So even in that, where that could be stretched, it holds truth in the context of what I'm saying about it now. But you see, if I could roll with this in the context and expand this, with trying to explain something else in a different context, this would hold weight. It would hold itself true. And I used to do that with my kids. My baby moms had bought a whole bunch of stuff, like, you know, you put on the wall the numbers, ABCs, and this and that. And I had caught that realization when I seen the one that was dealing with, and it said opposites. And I said, dang, I need to draw out something in color and replace that with complementary, because all this is programming for the little one to see stuff as complementaries of each other instead of opposites. It helps. Because the way that concept manifests later when the motherfucker gets into life, not just basic, regular ABCs, 1, 2, 3 type stuff, but when they get in life and they start seeing stuff, and then what you're doing is you're putting a program in there. This will protect them from getting caught up in the racist type of shit, because it's already, you've already programmed their mind to not even view stuff like that on this level. And when they talk to you and explain to them why racism doesn't really vibe with them, I bet you majority of their answers will line up with, this fucker's been programmed a different way. You see what I'm saying? Then if they end up getting conscious one day or whatever, it'll help them there too. Trust the all. You got to teach the babies. But certain things, I am a goddess. I am beautiful. These are the things that used to be up on my whiteboard. I'm a goddess. I am, like I said, I am beauty. I am beautiful. And if you're there and you with it and you down with it, and you understand Islam, I, self, law, and master or Lord, and you understand Allah, arm, leg, arm, head, and then what's within. Remember all this all stuff. Expand that all. Panic used to say it. He used to did it as a kid, and he didn't know he didn't even know he was doing it. He when he was drumming and had the recorders and shit, he used to say, "I am God, I am God, I am God." Remember my videos line up when you're saying "I am God." That's the empowerment. All is that's you taking your spot as a part of the creation of the all, a creator within the realms of the all, which we have called, agreed, all of us, God. Or gods, deities, all this is an energy. You get what I'm trying to say? And really it's a really slick a kind of a difference between gods and deities to an extent, depending on what context you're using. That's why you hear a lot of it, and especially in the cult. But growth or change has what you would call a genuine aspect of contradiction. It does. But do you know the difference between a genuine contradiction? That actually connects to what we call accountability. That's all. Accountability, to be accountable. Oh, I was wrong for this or this and that, but oh, now I see. You get it? You just hope that the person that didn't work out for, or in that situation, you hope they have grace with you. That's all that is. And then if you haven't been shown grace in your life, shadow, see how the this and that, or you can block certain stuff off. I'm telling you. I'm not trying to tell you. I'm telling you. So I think we got down to the point today. Gritty, that wasn't too long, not too quick. We're moving in on about to be an hour. Um, I'm going to let's see what I got. Oh yeah, like I say, the all encompasses all of this stuff that I'm talking about, and y'all know that. That's why I say this chaos and stuff that you feel and stuff. This is, I'm telling you, I have understanding about this, and then like I say, when I get down with these sigils and all of this stuff constantly, like I said, this is spirits. This is really like y'all have. You need to look at what negative ions and negative, like I say, like when you're channeling, put a pink Himalayan salt lamp, put that shit under your feet, and watch just what happens. I'm telling you, some of y'all think that's a joke, and you don't really know what gnats are, and fairies and stuff like that. If you've ever fed trees, when you feed trees, like y'all don't understand that. That's your saliva, some of your leftovers. That's the tree is not only eating, that's the soil. That's the soil. So you can get a lot of messages from trees, but I'm gonna go deep into it, my extra ass, with the shit that, bro, your saliva is fucking with this tree. So all of them trimmings when you cooking your soups, and then the extra meat, whatever. Like when you put that stuff into the side, and then give it to the land, give it to the tree, because then when you see the cats come around and the possums and all of this start eating it, guess what? They're touching on your saliva too. And wherever they're going and doing this the same way bees move around and pollinating stuff like that. And your intention is in your saliva. Not trying, I'm telling you. Feeding the trees and shit like that, man, you'll tap in. You will really tap in. So when people talk about talking to plants and shit, you see the effects of it in your house. You think that's not gonna have an effect on this tree, but this tree is just fucking old as fuck. It's way much older. But these trees made it through. Some of these, don't know when they were planted. We know that in the A. Nigga, this is Mound Town. Like, nigga, it's mound. It's really just mounds down here in the A, and it's a few mountains, but more cliffy type mountains. When you get to North Georgia and certain shit or whatever. But really in the A, it's just mounds. That's what they call us, the Indians. or the Braves, Tomahawk, or Atlantis. And when I get into that Atlantis, is when I must give you a disclaimer. The video is now shifted from sit down education for who takes it as education, but when we speak of Atlantis, it now turns into what we call entertainment. Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? You know where we go with this. So yeah, the stronger I get, it's gonna get a bit strange. And with those two things, I'm gonna become, and you're gonna feel more of this more, because this is colonialization going on here. This has been going on, and it's still going on. And like I said, this is a real world out here. People are doing stuff to babies, doing stuff to people in the dark, and stuff like that. People do take certain things out here that come out of people and stuff like that. People do drink certain, fluids and stuff that's inside of people that's out of here and shit like that. Like that does go on, and like I said, you have to line up a person's. Don't get anger mixed with a type of zealness, like towards the cause. But like I said, we're Berbers. We're Berber, the real daddy Islam. So it's not, that's certain shit that people, this ain't that. That's why I say this is real Islam this way. This is real Islam. But I said complementary versus opposites, all encompasses. Yeah, I told you all about that part. Check yourself and see if you really want fame, or if that's what you want, or you know what I'm saying, if that's kind of what you're saying, or this or that. If you're saying it either way, like projecting that shit hard or trying to lightly lay it down or whatever, nah, for that. And then this, what I said that this is gonna encompass, like as long as what I'm tagging is aligning with what I'm talking about, it's gonna do what it's gonna continue to do. Oh yeah, pay attention to this world that you're in. Because some are already paying attention to it and see it, but continue to pay attention to it. Your fellow readers, pay attention to them. Not in the way of just, oh, this and that, because that was another thing I saw. The way some people would flip it. Some, not all. And it was very clever. And I'm not even sure if some know they're doing it and some do it anyway. But all of us, all readers, magicians, seers, everything, magicians, all of us, regular humans, everybody's got these signs, got the sun sign, rising sign, moon sign, right? And so you can pull somebody in that has a certain sign, trying to see if that's their sign, or you smell like that's their sign, and then when it flips on them, it's because you're actually warning the other motherfuckers that share that sign but do what you're doing. They're watching you. So then now you start to, bro, you see how many chords you can get crossed up? Some people do it unintentionally, but you see how if it's done intentionally, oh man, that's what I'm saying. Real, like I said, real, and that's not even like I said. In this world, some just need road opener work. The ones who are really working for motherfuckers, like them motherfuckers, them alphabet people and shit, they're gonna expose themselves. I'll see it. I've seen I think one for sure that I think I know. But you see it yourselves. you'll see it yourselves. And some of this stuff, the messaging and how I'm bringing this, it'll start to really line up. It'll start to really line up. I'm not lying when I'm saying this certain shit is going on. That's why when I say certain people, just stay out the way. And certain things, like I said, I know what I'm like. At the end of the day, you become okay with transitioning if that's what it's come to. If this message is being blocked like that, then that means it must be it. At least one of the many its solutions that has come through many different cycles of solutions. That's what I see. That's what I take it as, with a positive, uplifting mindset. And some of the other stuff is just fear. It's a fear of the mystery of it, but also it's a fear of fucking transitioning that I feel that from some motherfuckers. A fear of trend. Yeah, chosen ones. You supposed to. So chosen ones is chosen for a reason. You supposed to wait. You keep the ones that are called on the fucking phone. Keep them on the fucking phone until they're ready to transcend into when it's time for them to be fucking chosen. But where the fuck else you think it's time to go if you've been chosen? Yeah, it's time to learn what you need to learn that'll give you the understanding that you need to drop this fucking fear. Transmutation and certain shit, yeah, like attacks is gonna come and certain shit, but at the same time, channeling and sharing information, sometimes that keeps certain shit away from coming like through the door and through the windows and shit like that, really coming at niggas like bum 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 bum, like this is dangerous. This is a message of truth, can get motherfuckers out of here. You have to understand the connection between Caucasians, or what you call hybrid Europeans. That's like a kid that's, like I said, if you were telling them and everybody's jumping onto this that they can't get out of here and this and then all of this, motherfuckers might go crazy too and start fucking cursing everything. But that was something that Panic started to fucking get at. He started to, but he never fucking got it. And he might have said it around B.O.B. and them or whatever, because motherfuckers know when you're raw channeling and you ain't in front of a camera, or when you're building with somebody. You and somebody might care about something so much, and because we're energy, y'all's energy and your want to know so bad, that shit opens up portals. Shit comes through and you get clarity. You see that in arguments with people naturally. If motherfuckers is really genuinely like, they're not just hating each other, arguing, and they're really just are because they can't come to a solution, that solution's gonna come. It has to. You're pulling it. Both these motherfuckers is pulling that shit with passion. The same way when you rapping or you're doing music and you tap into that shit and you're pushing that shit with passion, sometimes the words niggas say can manifest the same fucking night. But you see it in bad ways sometimes. And some people say the money, they'll be able to say it like this. But then some people, especially Kodak, one of the good examples who told you that shit, he say, man, I had to be careful with my words. Like niggas would just manifest some shit poof out of fucking nowhere, and it didn't even mean to do that. Fucking around, and it ended up being death, transition for somebody. So was I going with that? I think I'm about to close it out. For real, about to close it out. Kind of think I want to smoke my doobie. And the videos are feeling good, y'all. I'm not even when I follow my certain just flow with it, but still, get down. You see, I didn't read anything today. Like I said, I'm getting better because I already know a lot about this stuff, and I've gained my own understanding in it. So when I'm gaining ideas that are being, I guess channeled as lesson plans and certain stuff like that, I should say, wait until I get my board. Yeah, it comes a little bit smoother, so I can just do this to where I'm not even really watching videos back like that. And that in itself is a gift. Thank you Thank you. I'm saying thank you to the collective. Thank you, all of us. This whatever's going on out here. It's a spiritual warfare, but like I say, niggas ain't thinking spiritual warfare isn't a negative thing. That's just more of a cautious aspect of letting niggas know, yeah, it's just going down in each and every way direction and motherfucking shit. And so, let's clean this shit up. Let's clean this shit up. Like I say, I'm giving you initiation is when you're being put in onto a certain information. So when I give you these books and certain things, like I say, don't just get that book. If you see one or two books of the same author, usually that's an expansion off of a certain thing, and go in and grab it, because sooner or later I might say something or somebody might say something, or you just might be done with the first one and move to the second one, and you will gain understanding in this shit. And some of these books, when you're getting into inner works and stuff like that, these things is Jungian type stuff, where it's already connected to psychopsychology, right? It is. So yeah, oh yeah, again, the last one, on the last video, pick you up some of these anatomy cards. I got these for $209. I saw these at the I didn't even have to order these off the line. This was at the Goodwill, at a Goodwill store. I just went in there looking for some shirts, and I've had it sitting over there, and I knew what it was for. I knew what I got it for, and like I say, in man, oh man, get this nigga's Chronicle of Work. This guy, like I said, Inner Smiles, you gotta get this nigga's Chronicles of Work, and then get this guy too. Like I said, I believe he has a not only with that other one, he's got a few more books, like Women Learn About Men. Get books that say, get also books that's like about romance, like the science and psychology of romance. Get those books. Not just love stories and stuff like that. You know, you have that or whatever. You know, some people don't like movies, but they like to put themselves in a certain they mind in a certain space before they go to sleep. But get the science of, like, I think it's like the science or psychology of he, and then the psychology of she, and then it's the psychology of romance. You gotta get these people's work. These see some of these people were dedicated. Dedicated. Like I said, that was their thing. That was what they had to do. That's what they chose to build. And then, you know, the life of writers and stuff like that, a lot of that is not really very profitable like that. It's not profitable when you're selling really information, but then also, like, when you're getting at certain shit, you gotta remember some authors had to really come out in pseudonyms, because it's, you see how asleep we were to where it shouldn't be an argument that, if even with the Israel thing and if the Hebrew stuff, that's Africa. Egypt and all that, that's Africa. So it took us that many years, you know what I'm saying? But it's not, it's just like there was a battle of that behind the scenes that none of us, a lot of, especially people my age, weren't exposed to unless your family was like into that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's all it is. It's some stuff is not as, the awakening is here. It's already been here, but it keeps going through stages, and it's gonna change and have the Anubis energy. It's gonna change, because really, if you wanna encompass all of that seven hermetic principle stuff, potential is change. Potential is change raw, but potential to go which direction? That's where, when you mix it with hope, why this hope shit pops around so much. Hope, but not to be thinking of as like, oh, you know, in to be weaponized in certain stuff. You gotta mix it with some shit. You do. You don't got to do anything. I'd suggest that just passing that along, as you know, we build everybody. Like I say, we are the, people say we are the church. It's the people. It's a remnant. We're just all a remnant. Those answers come through. We pray for, like I said, sometimes you gotta stop. If you gotta stop at Waffle House or or some shit, you had to get up a little bit early or whatever like that, sit down and eat your breakfast. What you prayed for, you might hear it, answer coming from a conversation 2 tables down from you. That's what I'm saying. The all type mindset. You got to have this shit is everywhere. The omnipotent. You don't think, man, this is really real. Niggas get to the gates. Imagine God telling you, like, you sure you want me to judge you? Imagine God for real like that. Like, everybody, oh, you think you. Imagine you going to the gates and God's like, yo, you sure you want me to judge you? You sure you want me to judge you? And I've heard this from somebody, but this was like, I think, a year or two ago. I heard somebody say this, but I was onto this shit when I was coming out of Christianity. Like, coming out of Christianity, but into like within my Ralph Smart days in the beginning times, just learning how to fucking meditate, along with that famous meditation video that's out there that's kind of like animated. But it would be like, it's like God's warning you. He said, are you sure you want me to judge you? And imagine if that nigga just touches. Like, if that nigga just touches your third eye. And now he makes you look at. On some Doctor Strange shit, but keep falling and falling. But in this concept, just keep looking and looking and looking, which is kind of almost like a hell at what you thought you would be judged by. But then he gives you grace in the end, and you pop up out of that illusion and just hope that you're still in that plane of existence in the upper room, still viewing him if you think he's a man and in front of you and stuff, or looks like that, or has, skin that doesn't bleed. If that's what it is, like I said, I'm not being sarcastic. I'm just getting there, just to get like it's a collective. And just imagine the motherfucker saying, like, just with that grace, like telling you I was already there. It was not only me watching it, it was me doing it through you, through that experience. I had to learn. I made bodies to learn. All these movies that say people are doing this, but then they're sending shit back to a pot. Or everything is connected to something. So it's really like you heard that in Eternals. It's really to get back to the pot. And then I've heard Panic and Bobby both say it in certain ways of episodes in their era of shows and movies that were popular, such as like Stargate and fucking what's that one my pops liked a lot, or my uncle pops, Star Trek. You get what I'm saying? That's what that was, man. Like, it's a pot, like, or what we call the Akasha. So really, like I say, that's when you hear me say certain things for kids and certain. This is for the Akasha. It goes to the Akasha. It can be pulled. So anything that I'm bringing to it, somebody's gonna manifest when I leave up out of here. Whether I choose to stop once I've completed what I want to say, or whether I'm still building on it and I transition physically and I'm gone up out of here. What I put onto this is gonna add on to what the ones came before me put onto this, and it's gonna prep itself for the next motherfucker. That's the way this shit goes. That's what I'm saying. People are underestimating he's always been here with us. He's always been training up the next one with a little bit of understanding, and it's got like a little bit of, you gotta, like I said, I didn't choose my story. I lived my story. I just lived my story. I chose to come down to this place, but I don't believe that it's like that, or unless it's just written and stuff like that. That's what say you can come down here and be born and born of a poor family and become greater and stuff like that. So I believe you live the story. You come down here for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? To transmute whichever story you given into the best thing, into a positive. So, with that being said, like I said, I'm almost done. I'm gonna talk the rest of my little shit until I get this thing rolled, and then I'm off of here. I hope everybody's getting downloads, because I'm getting downloads. everybody's going hard at your jobs to become better at whatever you're doing, whatever you meant to do. Hope you're researching not only spiritual information, but information on how to do whatever you got to do at the crib or at the job better. Because when you take down all of the fear mongering about it, really the more and more you be spiritual, you're really putting your brain back together. I don't think it's to the point of where people will be like Super Saiyans and that aura stuff. That's what that explains. It's already, we have an aura. We're already magic. I believe there's some people who can, element bend and stuff like that, walk on water. I believe that is out here. Because I know shapeshifters are out here. But on a human more level of just to be, who are not pushing those things to those levels of transcendence, it just makes your stuff work better. Like I say, now people is common sensely knowing that fucking, yeah, these people in Africa, Egypt, Jesus, Yeshua, whatever, yeah, he was black. It's not a debate. It's not a debate. And you see how people stand down when it gets to where, like, hold up, this is obvious. But when people are trying to be, well, like, yeah, but that's what it was for years and shit like that. But the same way that grew to what it is now, that came from a seed of people who were doing work, a real conscious community when it was in a different state, when it was in a whole different state of mind without the internet, and it was just cameras that was recording that was there, and it wasn't about likes and monetizing and stuff like that. If you follow that work and you let just your questioning and your hunger for information, you'll start seeing dates and stuff. You'll start adding up stuff. You'll start following stuff. And if you really listen, you'll start hearing the voices of some of these people that you follow. You'll hear their voices in the audience. Yeah, listen, it's like, bruh, it's just you got to go on there. And it's not to call nobody out. It's just saying, nah, I'm didn't even want to be born back then, but to put myself into where if I'm genuinely got a pen and a piece of paper and I'm sitting in on this lecture and I'm writing it down, that's how you don't become a buffoon, and how some of these ones in the conscious community when it was before end up talking about your motherfucking ass. And when they joke about it, like all these motherfuckers is just regurgitating and shit. Yeah, because some people is not really like, no, it's more than just playing a fucking lecture. Or like, no, I pause my shit. Some of these shits are long lectures and I gotta go to work and this and that. No, because I done wrote stuff down. I done wrote books down. If I couldn't buy them and I didn't have the money, man, I used to put some of them, and if I knew it was like that, I used to screenshot it so I had the name, because I didn't even want to put it in my my library, because it was the last one, and it's in 4 different shopping carts. So I'm risking in the morning, because it's gonna alert them niggas if they come onto their Amazons or whatever with such and such, and they gonna buy that bitch. So when it got real time down for it, bro, man, so many books, bro. Like, really, like, and that's all they wanted. That's all they asked for. They wanted you, because just like the teacher, they wanted you and your parents, yo, you need to get these books, because after a while, remember what it was, nigga, you're following the teacher. That's what they brought to the game, but now people are grown and stuff like that, and like, go study this. You be the studier, you come to this lecture, but back then, it wasn't like it was today. Like, back then, like, nigga, you might have to wait a month or 2 until this nigga pops back up in. A month or 2, sometimes months, or sometimes the circuit would get dry, and you, like I said, so all of this stuff that people think this is and stuff like that, no, when you're lecturing and you're sitting down and you're speaking or whatever like that, no, that's not supposed to be that. But in the world that I'm sitting in the woods, some of this sector that I'm going back and forth with or whatever, no, how y'all supposed to, keep it coming with those readings. You better keep them coming, because it's because it's always going down. It's always going down, and y'all know that on the back, and some of y'all know that without even knowing that. So yeah, like, it's an honor. It's my honor. real to be to give this to y'all. I believe that's how it's spoken, or it's or what we say, like, no problem, I got you. You know what I'm saying? No problem, I got you. Like, no, it's not. It's I thank y'all for real. Thank y'all and the all. Um, finish stuffing this guy off. Oh yeah, by the way, just on some tips for weed heads. You goddamn check how much battery I got left. It's gonna start wigging in a minute. I got enough. 13% on the phone. That's a good number. On my weed heads. Yeah, 13 is a good number. That's why, like I say, 13 is a good number. 13 is really 4. It's really 4. So y'all know what the 4 goes from. It's a very powerful number. But for all my weed heads, tell you how to how you make your doobies burn slower. You can do it for blunts and stuff like that, but doobies specifically, you gotta pack them. But you roll them, you rip off a piece of the thing. Basically, I'm explaining mini cones. How you get them cones, but the cones be just like, damn, nigga, like, a nigga ain't got that much weed sometimes or whatever like that. But you know the process of when you stuff some shit like a cone, it. What happens is it burns slower. So I rip a piece of cardboard off my shit. This is for the weed smokers. And I'm actually about to try to switch over to these edibles because I want the lungs. I want to move along with the grain. I got motherfuckers out here sending me blessings, fixing up voice boxes and shit that I didn't even know I had problems with, skipping over words and just too much. Like you know what I'm saying? And I smoke a lot. And so like I say, to the one, yeah, thank you for that. So like I said, I'm trying to switch over to edibles. But you can, like I said, you tip off just make yourself a little tip, and you get yourself some weed, and then you put it right here by the tip, and then you roll it. Like you roll it, but then you keep this open up here, and then basically what it turns in almost to like it's a miniature cone. It's a mini cone. But what happens is you'll learn you can fit them grams, just a gram, a little grammer. So you can fit them motherfuckers in here, and these motherfuckers will just choke. Like these motherfuckers, like what the fuck? But when you notice when you try to roll a doobie regular like a blunt, the paper's too thin. That's why when you roll a blunt, even like this, a cone, that'll look, bruh, them burn way better than when you just roll a blunt. That's why some people see it when they roll backwards and shit like that. Just some people roll backwards too loose. Too loose. It'd be too much weed and shit like that. Really want to talk about it. I don't even fuck with backwards like that. I fuck with them Bluntvilles. Those Bluntvilles is fire. Them shits is almost like a mixture of fucking, like a backwood, a Dutch, and a fucking, what do you call it back in the old school? A blunt wrap? Yeah. Like I said, you just pack that motherfucker. When you pack that motherfucker, when it's time to, excuse me if your babies are in the room. Yeah, when you pack this guy, it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game, and it doesn't run. It doesn't run at all. Yeah, I was thinking about getting back in the gym a little bit. I told you I was actually on my reps shit. I wasn't on my big weight shit about I was on it for like 2 weeks, about like 2 weeks straight. Well, no, actually about 2.5, almost 3 weeks straight. And when I stopped, it wasn't off of fatigue or anything. No, but I was just on some shit. Like I got dumbbells right here. Some, like I say, I'm 25. I fucking I'm set to 25, but then it turned into sets of 50, and I try to get to like because 100 you'll spit them out, but when you're doing them with intense motion, and then like I haven't even got onto my bands yet a little bit because I like these. You know what I'm saying? I like the 8 to 10 pound dumbbells. I do my things, my jabs, or just pick up, boom, And it hurts. Once you get to fucking, like, you in there at 250 and this and that, and really I'm coming from my joints. Coming from my joints and the things that are attached to these nerves more than the real muscles and certain shit. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I got multiple exercises that I'll do in a circuit, and then it's like I just want to feel what I have. I need that shit to be solid. You know what I'm saying? And when you work out, it helps with the testosterone flow because I do semen retention, and I'm telling niggas that semen retention, you learn that dealing with this guy. Every time you get to that point when you having sex, if someone that don't know who's new to ever hearing semen retention, I can't speak for women, but I know for men. My nigga used to say, like, we get this little feeling, like it's like this, oh, when it's like, oh, he's about to, and y'all feel us swell up a little bit. That moment, what it is that muscle, when a nigga's trying to hold it, that's a muscle. And they didn't know that. And when you don't exercise that, basically you can't hold your load. You're gonna blow your load. And like one of my niggas said back when I was 20, he used to say, yo, when you feel that little thing, you got about 20 strokes left. You can slow it down if you want to, or you can try to pump it out or whatever like that, but you about to blow. You about to blow that load. Yeah, you are. But the thing is, when you do semen retention, it's totally on the other side of the polarity. It's not like you're playing and well, yeah, no. You're choosing. Like, legitimately, when it comes down to semen retention, you fucking with a chick, it's almost legitimately like back to what it should be. Like, yo, I want you to come. I want Shorty to bust one. I want Shorty to bust a few. And then when you learn in that science too, a woman shit is pulling and your shit is giving. So that's why when they say you're supposed to get that shit wet. You're supposed to, all of that in there or something. And when you get into that, that's just the sex tantras and stuff like that. But all of that, get all of that wet. Get like babies, like baby girl you need to go on and be done bust one, maybe two. You messing with that thing. Yeah, that special place. You need to love on that before you actually enter in that. And even that, it says it changes her pool, the vortex of the energy, and now it's more of a not that she gives, but it's more of what they say now. It flips like you receive and she gives. It wouldn't totally be that one, but it's like a even exchange. It's an even exchange. And then when you go, and it's like when it's there, and it's like shorty done, and especially if you know how to use what you got, and especially if you got some shit for real. Like I said, I speak for myself. Like when you got some shit and you know how to fuck with what you got, yeah, like it's real. Like it's real for a motherfucker. Like sending, bruh. That's when they say that women tell you like, and you when women say like why they sometimes they'll kill for your motherfucking ass because you done made them loony. You done dicked them down. Sorry for babies, but you done made them loony, and go like yeah. But try to work out and keep your blood flowing and stuff like that. That's stamina for just that. No, you go longer with stamina. Just keeping your blood flowing. Get in, like I said, I do semen retention. Like I say, I wake up even in the middle of the night and whatever like that because I know what to do. It's a muscle. You just flex it. Like I'm doing it now. Like I'm really doing it. I'm probably on 15? And then I'm like, yeah, that is what muscle is flexing when it's time to nut. When it's time to get, oh shit, it's almost there. Yeah, and you feel it. Like I said, you feel that shit, and then when that is not being, I guess, given off, that's when people say people can, with visualization, knowledge of visualization, and of anatomy, organs, and of how energy works, you can run that shit up your spine, and you can set it within certain sephirods, or what some people call chakras. Chakras when it's in just the regular sevens or whatever, but when you break into the Kabbalah And you learn about sifras, like not being scary. That's what happens. Yeah, the battery's about there. Where am I at on this battery? 9%. That's why it's getting like that. I'm not enough to finish. I'm about to be done rolling this doobie. Yeah, so yeah, that's that. Just some stuff to research. Some of these words or whatever you've never heard them before. Write this stuff down, man. Write this stuff down. I hope whenever if you're seeing my face every time you come to watch again, you learned a little bit more than you from the last time. But then also off of take this information, write it down, and you go fact check this shit. Because when I'm into lecturing and stuff like that, and we're out, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is just more of like, okay, pause, discernment. Is he telling the truth or not, or whatever? You know what videos are for that. You know when I'm bringing that type of information, or I feel certain energy, or I have to explain myself with certain things, or I have to have accountability. And discernment, like I said, but you see where this channel is going. You see where it's going, where it's really already at. You can't fake this shit. You can't fake it. And so, like I said, get those books, get a hold of them, and then while you're waiting on it, specifically when you write down, should I say, expand on it. Go to YouTube, go to the Google, see if you can find a like a link or something, a page talking on. Remember, it's the internet. It's all fucking. It's either somebody's got an article on it, or the internet's gonna lead you to a book of somebody that wrote something on it. And your intention is shown on why you are going to look for the information. And especially in these times, you're going for something bad. Like I said, I'm giving shit down the center line. Like it's the ones before me. But in this time, be careful with that shit. You trying to go that shit to fuck somebody over. You might not, like I say, you had that shit so much on your mind. Life might start redirecting you and shit because you so dedicated to, I'm going to go buy this shit to go fuck somebody up or whatever. I'm telling you the way energy works. Really. And like I said, if you're chosen and shit like that, yeah, you might have to transition up the fuck up out of here. Sorry to tell some of you. Move like you're chosen. Some will make it out. But, I'm turning up with mine. Because I'm glad I have an understanding and the fear has been dropped of fucking transitioning when you get to this level of understanding about transmutation. What fear is there left when it comes to that? Like I say, I don't really, it might be, you might, blazing with glory. But what work was left? The work was done, right? The work was done. As long as the work gets done, that's the whole point. That's the collective. The work has to get done. You have to understand the Akasha. Fuck me. Fuck the next. No, did the work get done? Did he did his work? That's why you always hear me say Dr. Panic. This motherfucker did his work. And got shitted on by a lot of the people we came up with on the low. Like I said, I have spiritual discernment and I see what was going on, and especially I understand. That's why I'll never be short of being direct. That was already, when I was coming up. Got me into some fights, you know what I'm saying? But hey, this is what it is. So, before I spark this, like I said, check yourself. I'm always checking myself. Check yourself from time to time. Remember the sage. If you have not got that shit yet, I don't be being sarcastic with that shit, bro. You got to go. It's some white. Matter of fact, I'll get it. I'll show y'all. It's some white rose beauty spray from the fucking from the beauty store. I'm gonna show y'all this shit. I don't be trying to be a smartass with that shit. Except for the ones who know when it goes there. But it's not me just pulling shit out of nowhere. Yeah, I'm not flexing on y'all. This is rose water mist from the beauty store. I'm telling you, I get this shit on my hands. I'm gonna spray something right on now. This just like I spray this shit on my hands. Like, yeah, I still got some dirt on my shit. Hey, 2, 3 spades. I spray it on my neck. You know, back of my neck, forehead, on the forehead. You know what I'm saying? I fucking rub my shits up, rub my hands up. My hands are full of magic. My hands are full of love. My hands are full of luck. My hands are full of prosperity. My hands are full of power. Magic. Magic. Yes, yes, yes. And y'all know when this and that, you can wipe it on your feet, on your nerves and all this shit, in your heart. All this, I don't be playing. When I do this stuff, this stuff, ladybugs come around. Like, for real, I've had it a few times. Well, at least twice, dealing with in the past, between now and last year. Like, especially before spiritual works. Before spiritual works, that's what I'm saying. Clean some of your, add some of this to your aura. That's what I would be saying. Yes, this is at the beauty store. Or you can look it up, screenshot it. You can probably find it on Amazon. These be different brands and stuff, but it's just about the actual product, the actual, just, you know how it goes. You know, the micro oils and certain stuff like that. So who's selling it is who's selling it, but if they know what they're doing, you know what product you're getting. Yeah, that shit smells good. It smells great. It smells great. That, and then get you some essential oil, either essential oil or just the drippy oil, which is in the beauty store too, of rose oil. It does good. It does wonders. Get to work. And the stronger you become, just realize the more you will see, and just ask the all to just protect you and give you, make you be able to stand in and or sit in and yeah, hold up. Let me push for this. Like, it might challenge my mind a little bit, but to the all God Most High, that stuff. Like, yo, let I know you got me. You know what I'm saying? Put your hand on my shoulder. Let me see this stuff a little bit. Give me the discernment from evil and then what's mystery, what's maybe unknown to one that wants to now be known, dealing with knowledge. Right? The unknown, or the all-knowing, is he's unknown. It's unknown to us, but the knowing is known to itself. And if the all-knowing, all this is knowledge, if you're seeking for knowledge, how can you not be seeking the all, who is all-knowing? Hence, you take one step towards God, he takes 2 steps towards you. Right? Alright, now I'm out of here, y'all. Let me get my, I guess I'm about to spark this, finish my beer, and I'm about to take me a nap today, y'all. So, like I said, to the all, to my higher self, I'd like to thank you for continuing to guide me, bless me, and protect me on all dimensions, known and unknown. And to the all, my higher self, I'd like to thank you for continuing to guide, bless, and protect all of the viewers of this video on all dimensions, known and unknown. And to the all, to the most, the Most High, to the all, baby. Most High and everything, to the all, to my higher self. I ask you to continue to bless, protect, and guide not only me, but all the viewers of this video. And I thank you in advance. I thank you in advance. I thank you in advance. To the all, I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. All right, respectfully, to the babies to the kids, to the young adults, and to the adults, and to the elders, and to all the ones who have transitioned that we feel but cannot see, as well as to the higher self and to the all. Love and ashe to all of us. To the all, to my higher self, to all of those who have transitioned that we can feel, that we cannot see, and to the elders, to the adults, to the young adults, to the kids, and to the babies. I say ashe and love to all of us. One last time makes it 3. When we go up, we send it out. To the babies, to the kids, to the young adults, to the adults, and to the elders, and to all the ones that have transitioned that we feel and are with us, but we just cannot see them. And to my higher self and to the all, I say thank you, love, and ashe. Ashe, thank you, and love to all of us. To all of us. To all of us. To the all. Once more. I love you. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. Thank you. Thank you for continuing to forgive us all. And thank you for continuing to guide, bless, and protect us all. On all planes of creation, known and unknown, as well as all dimensions of thought, known and unknown. I love y'all. Thank you for tuning in. Hope to see y'all again. We're together with this. I'm out.